Famed New York photographer Bill Cunningham died on Saturday at the age of 87. The fashion photographer was known as the pioneer of street photography. He worked at the New York Times for more than 40 years. In 2010, he gained an international audience with the documentary Bill Cunningham, New York. Now, the film captured the work of Cunningham and his love for fashion as interpreted by ordinary people. Well, Lisa Christiansen met up with Vancouver fashion blogger Melanie Kobayashi to chat about Cunningham's work and its influence on her work and her life.
Oh, hi, I'm Melanie Kobayashi. I have Passion, which I channel through two blogs that I have. One is a street style blog called AAA Culture Surf, and one is a private style blog called Bag and a Beret.
You, as well as many people, so sad to hear about the death of Bill Cunningham on the weekend. What did you feel like when you heard he was gone?
I think his passing is marking the end of an era. I don't think you're ever going to find anyone who wants to go out on the street and photograph other people without self-aggrandizement. He didn't like to get paid. He didn't like to be in the spotlight. He didn't care about high fashion brands or low fashion. He didn't care what it was. He was just a man of passion, interested in seeing what people are wearing. And I don't think you're going to find that kind of purity of spirit in people today.
And one of the things that I thought was so interesting about him is that his philosophy was that as much as he did take photos of runways and shows and collections, to him the real runway was the street.
Well, yeah, I think he would go to those shows and he would take elements of what he saw and then he would see how people work with what is on the runway. So he would see a show and then he wants to see how ordinary people interpret the things that are going on in the high fashion world.
Now, he worked at the New York Times as their on-the-street photographer and a photographer of like society life and all of those things that went to Paris a lot. But I think for a lot of people, their introduction came to him in that 2010 documentary, and that had a big impact on you.
Oh, that's when I found out about him. I had heard the buzz about this documentary about this amazing man, and so I did some research about him online. I thought, wow, that is really cool. He's going out taking photos of people and he's really individual. So I went to see the documentary, and I was just starting to blossom into my own style expression at that time. So the timing was like a perfect storm. So I went to the theater. I had my little Fluvog shoes. They're pink Munsters like Madonna wore, but in pink, and in my little bag. And I went into the matinee, and I was in the dark, and I put my shoes on, to watch the documentary. I was just so excited, and I was just not disappointed. He blew me away. He just really blew me away. And I even wore my pink Munster shoes home because I didn't want to take them off, and it was so painful, but I thought, I'm wearing these for style. And after that, I decided to start a street style blog, which I went on strong for a couple of years, and I got a bit disappointed in the winter because it was really hard for me to find anything inspiring. But Bill's words, if you look for beauty, you will find it, and I tried. And then things blossomed from there, and I started my own personal style blog, Bag and a Beret, and I continue on just exploring my style.
Now, we are outside here on a beautiful day at the corner of Robson and Granville. Some people would think, well, easy for Bill Cunningham. He was in New York City where, gosh, fashion is every day in the industry. Do you find Vancouverites just as fashionable?
No. Simply no. And New York has such a dense population. You're easily going to find more people. But here, I think things are influenced by our history and our architecture. Everything is new. Everything's growing. We don't have the same grounding that New York has, and I think that is reflected in the things that we wear.
People tend to put style or fashion into this category of it's frivolous, it's not important.
Yes, I have heard that, and I've had to combat that myself, being so narcissistic and having my own style blog. But I enjoy it. I think dressing to feel good, you do feel good. I mean, if you dress nicely, you feel better, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than Prozac.
To me, the loss of Bill Cunningham isn't just someone who documented style. I think we lost a journalist.
Oh, we did. I think he was known, he's widely accepted as a cultural anthropologist who has documented our times. He had his finger on the pulse, not just of the style, but the people as they are contextualized within the social environment. And he was so sensitive to changes in politics and the world and how they are reflected in the cut of a jacket or something like that, right?
If we wanted to, celebrate Bill Cunningham and his legacy, what could we do?
Rejoice in being yourself. I don't think he was necessarily about dressing up. I think he was about being true to yourself and your vision. He liked individuals. He was drawn to that thing that made people individuals, and he saw that expressed through their style. So if you feel this inner movie star, for example, dress that part. Just dress that part and blame it on Bill Cunningham. He would be so happy. And people say, what are you wearing today? I'm wearing my inner movie star. I think that's a good way to pay tribute to this amazing artist.
That is our own Lisa Christiansen in conversation with Melanie Kobayashi. And you can find Melanie's thoughts and photos on her blog, Bag and a Beret. Bag and a Beret is the name of the blog. That sounded like fun.
Yeah, it was.
Melonie's something. I had a look at her blog.
She's like one of the most amazing dressers. I feel bad that Bill Cunningham didn't have a chance.
Oh, to meet her.
Because he would have photographed her probably every day.
I bet.
Uh-huh.
And he was so inspiring to her.
He was. He was a great inspiration. And just so everyone knows, the documentary is on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And well worth your viewing. Even if you didn't know him, why not get some inspiration like Melanie does and be a big rock star every day.
Very cool. Dress like a rock star. Why not?
Why not?